Hey guys, it's me again. Or maybe not. Maybe you're new. I thought I'd just finish off the mass collection reviews of all the characters in my collection. Except this one's not a very big collection. I had to combine two characters. Shockwave and Soundwave. So, let's get started. Starting with, well, the start. This is the first Soundwave figure I ever got. It's very loose and flimsy now. It doesn't transform. It's one of those hero masters, which they brought back recently, so that's cool. They're a bit different, and I'm not going to get any of them, but it's still nice to see, because I really enjoyed these figures. Anyways, it comes with this big old gun. It did have a missile. I don't know where it is now. This smaller gun with like a blade or something. These two like canisters I can just attach anywhere. And of course his shoulder missile, shoulder cannon. It is meant to go on this side, but there's a peg broken in there, so it doesn't fit anymore. I used to be able to put it on this side and then just stretch it over, but it's like warped in the box I was keeping it in, so it's not facing the right direction anymore. So I'll just leave it on the wrong side of the shoulder. To transform him, you don't. Like I said, he doesn't transform. Pretty sure I like just kind of warped his body around at some point. I'm not gonna figure out how I did that to make him look like a cassette player or whatever I made him look like. Well, I guess there's articulation now. Look up that high, down that far, full 360. Not really any tilt. Arm goes all the way out, shoulder moves up that high. Below the elbow rotation, the elbow bend. Up that high, well, the legs are all loose now, so it kind of just flops around. The split is still there, that stays. Below the knee swivel, and then knee bend. No ankles, no waist. Alright. He's gonna go back in a box for the rest of eternity now. Staying in chronological order here, we now have my first Shockwave. He too is a bit beaten and bruised, as both of his antennae are missing, making him look very strange. I still use him as my main Shockwave because he's the biggest one and most comparable in size to my main Soundwave and Megatron. So, oh well. Anyways, he's based off of Cyberverse, which is a pretty decent show. At least by the time I was watching it. I don't remember what the last episode I saw was. He was pretty cool in there. He had like little shockwave drones, which is basically what I use all of my other shockwaves as. Anyways, he's got his big arm gun here. A lot bigger than some other versions of Shockwave. And it has this feature, you can pull this switch back, and it like extends out with a big blast, or maybe it's like a blade. I use it as like a stabby thing. You can even see like a Decepticon logo there that it fills in. Yeah, that's a cool feature. Anyways, articulation. You can rotate his head all around. Arm is on a ball joint, so I can do some of that. Oh, it's a bit loose. Other side? No, that one's not as heavy, so it stays. No elbow, but there's a bicep rotation. The other side does have this elbow here. Then, he does have a waist swivel. Legs on a ball joint, kick up that high. Back that far. Good split, and then knee bend, which could have gone higher, I think, but they had like a little blocker there. And then, surprisingly, ankle pivot, and it can go back and forth because the foot is on a ball joint. Let's see if I remember how to transform this thing into its little tank walker. I probably did something wrong, but here's the space walker tank thing. It's not really like anything actually. It's kind of just weird. It's doing a little push-ups or something. The big turret is still here. You can aim it around. Oh, that was falling. And throw the lever back. Okay, it's not really working. Alright, that's Shockwave, guys. Okay, here we have another Shockwave. Got this for my birthday. It's another Cyberverse one. Got a big cannon on its back and a smaller pew-pew on here. Pew-pew. Okay, so the head can't do anything. The arms go round, up that high, elbows on the shoulder. But no wrist, no waist. Kick up this high, kick back that far, split that, rotation there, and knee bend that goes like swallows the leg there. No ankle pivot. Can go like back a bit a little for transformation. Anyways, it has this feature where you can lift the shoulder cannon up and like a blast will come out. It doesn't work too well now. It actually never worked out too well, but you know, what are you gonna do? You transform it. I'm gonna do that now. Anyways, here he is in a little crawler tank mode. I think this one does it better than the bigger one, actually. It's less wobbly, it's more stable. Not really a point in articulation, it's just the same. Alright. Finally, we have Studio Series, Voyager class, Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. I just have the camera up high, that's why it looks so small. No, I'm kidding. This is the core class, Bumblebee movie Shockwave. I don't know why they came out with this one first. Well, I also don't care. Hopefully I can get the other Shockwave eventually. I doubt it. It's probably scalped to $1 billion now, and I'm never gonna buy it ever. Anyways, this one wasn't originally mine, it was my cousin's, but it's mine now, so womp womp. Has this, pew-pew here. It's detachable. Anyways, the figure's head can, like, yeah, 360 there. Little arm ball joint. It can go not that high when you lift the shoulder up. Bicep swivel, an elbow bend, both ways. Nothing at the wrist. Is that a... Yeah, below the elbow. Swivel there. No waist. Kick up not that high. Can't kick very far back. Oh, it rip off the ball joint. That's what you can do. Knee bend, pretty terrible. And then nothing at the ankle. So yeah, not that great articulation, but it's a core class. What are you gonna do, especially for such an earlier core class? Either way, you're basically just gonna hand him the big cannon or small cannon or whatever, and then just have him aim in a general direction with that, and boom, you're done. That's your pose. If you pose your figures, I don't. I just throw them in a box and then take them out when I want to use them. Anyways, I'm gonna try and transform it now. Here we have little mini Shockwave in his, I guess, tank mode from Cybertron. A bit better than all the rest. I definitely prefer this mode compared to the other ones, which I got the full-scaled Voyager or Deluxe or whatever class it is. The turret can, like, aim, even point upwards, so that's cool. And it's blast effect compatible. Here we have the best one. The best one out of all of these. Shockwave, Soundwave, doesn't matter. Soundwave's superior. Everyone else is inferior, you know? Right, well, yeah, Bumblebee movie, Studio Series, blah blah blah. Articulation, head is on a ball joint, so it can get a little bit of tilt. Up, that eye, down that low. And a 360 no scope. Arm does that, the high, the shoulder thing. Rotation there. Bicep swivel, elbow bend is that good. Nothing at the wrist. Lift the front skirt up so you can get a full 360 waist swivel. Again, front skirt. So you can kick that high up, kick that far back, get a knee bend like that. The knee plate is on its own separate thing. Ankle pivot, which goes like just all the way up to break his foot basically, and then it can swivel and do all that movement there. So yeah, not a lot of points to discuss here, but you know, it's probably some of the best articulation out of any figure here today. So who might complain? Also, shoulder cannon can like move. You can even move it down to like there for some Armada Megatron action. Anyways, you can open his chest up to fit a Cassetticon in there. I have Rumble here. Nope, Rumble, get it. There you go. Yeah, Rumble. I have also every other one they made. Hopefully they make a Laserbeak. I don't know if there were concepts for Laserbeak. Maybe not. But they can just whip something up out of their own mind. They want money, right? I'll give them my money. Frenzy. And Ravage. I'm not going to transform those guys. They're just, yeah. It's not to transform Soundwave, so I'm going to do that now. Anyways, we have Soundwave in hovercraft mode. That's what I call it anyway. I don't care what it's meant to be. It's a hovercraft. You can hover around. Whoosh, or something. I don't know. Yeah, there he is. This is just the web, the guns. I know you're supposed to put them on the sides or something. I don't care. This is how I like them. I did like fan mode, cassette player, or space cassette player mode, but I'm not going to show you that. You are unworthy. Cut that out. Alright. There he is. Okay, done. Alright, here we have Yellow Park Soundwave. Shoulder cannon broke off. Screw this thing, actually. It doesn't transform. It's a bane against the earth. Die. We have, I think this is Earth Spark Soundwave, actually. But the mold originates from Cyberverse, and they just recolored it. Screw Earth Spark. Anyways, head, rotate. I don't really use this one that much. It's kind of just lives on my shelf, because it's my father's, actually. I'm just borrowing it or something. Okay, so head rotates, arm goes up and out, and the elbow, oh no, it's just transforming itself. Waist swivel, kick up that high, kick back that far, good split, knee bend, ankle pivot, and I think there's a wrist swivel in here too. Yeah. He's got this other gun for some reason. I don't know why he needs this, considering his entire freaking arm is a cannon. Both are blast effect compatible, if you have some blast effects. And I'm not going to turn it into the dumb spider tank mode again. It just looks the same like the rest, but yellow. And that's it. That's the video. I'm not even going to put them in like a big pose at the end. I don't think I've ever even done that before. So you can leave now. Bye.